Terrell, so good to talk to you. How have you been?
I've been great, man. I can't complain. How you doing?
Good. For a Cleveland guy, it looks like you're in very nice weather right now. Where you at?
Yeah, I'm in California. I stay out here, so I'm like bi-coastal. I'll be in Cleveland and here, but most of the time in California.
Nice. Well, the last time I talked to you was minutes after your fight against Jamontay Clark, and I asked what kind of the game plan was, and you talked about basically, hey, just starting faster, throwing more punches. And I was curious, is that something that you would plan specifically in reaction to the Lubin fight, or did you feel that was something that you had done for a while, that you needed to be a faster starter?
Um, yeah, I felt like in more than just the Lubin fight, a few other fights that I needed to start faster. Um, it just be, because I'm sure my opponent studied the film, and you want to give him a different look.
Comparing the Lubin fight to that Jamontay Clark fight, I mean, it was not that you looked bad. I mean, you really started to come on late in the Lubin fight. What would you say was the difference between your performance in those two fights?
I think I was a lot more sharper in the Jamontay Clark fight, more alert, and I think I was my longest layoff of my career. Not to make excuses, was the Lubin fight. So, and off a hand injury, so I couldn't really find my rhythm in that fight good. So I think that was the difference. But to take not to take credit away, he won the fight fair and square. So it was a good fight.
I recently talked to a friend of yours, Prentice Brewer, and he was talking about that fight and kind of advice that he gave you as far as left-handers. And one thing he noticed was in that fight, or before in other fights, that you averaged just like one jab versus left-handers. In that fight, you were four and beyond. How much help was Prentice in helping you prepare for that fight?
He was a tremendous help in that fight. Like, I had called PJ at, I call him PJ, it's my guy. I called him after the fight, and I told him, I needed him to get out here. So he's been out here ever since. We first time working was the Jamontay Clark fight, and now working with this fight as well.
He told me that for this fight that he felt like he was giving you a lot of work. Obviously being in the gym, helping out Sappho and kind of having that unit that you guys have had for so long, going all the way back to Cleveland. How nice has it been to have both of them in the gym with you and helping you out?
It's been good. Like, I feel more comfortable because, I've known him for years. We fought in the amateurs together. And I trust his expertise on boxing. I feel like he got the good knowledge of boxing. He had a good career, was a great amateur. And I think he know what pros go through, so it's good. I feel comfortable with him being in my corner.
When the name Tim Tszyu gets dropped on you, what are your first reactions when you hear him as your opponent?
Best possible fight that can happen at this weight, because they high on the guy, and he got a big fan base. You know what I mean? And he's undefeated. So for me to get back to the belts, this is a great fight for me. I think the best fight right now at this weight.
When kind of game planning for him, is it kind of status quo that you do the same things that you've done before, or is there a different approach when fighting a guy like Tim Tszyu?
A little bit of both. I mean, the fight is each fight is different, so you got a little bit of tweaks here and there with different style. You know what I mean? Not to give us too much, but I couldn't fight him the same way I fought Jamontay Clark, you know what I mean? Because they two different style fighters. But I think we prepared very well and had some good sparring for this guy.
He's had some good opposition, maybe some opposition a bit past their prime. Do you feel like when it comes to the resumes that obviously you have more years on him, you have more experience, is that something that you think is going to give you the edge going into this fight?
I definitely think so. I think he think his edge is his youth. I think my edge is my experience, and I fought the better competition. and it's his first time fighting in the States. So it's not Australia. So we'll see the difference.
Coming off of the Jamontay Clark fight and talking to Prentice, I kind of brought up the point that could it be that, really you're starting to hit on all cylinders right now, mentally, physically? Are we seeing the peak of Terrell Gausha? Do you feel like right now you're hitting your physical and mental peak in the game of boxing?
Yeah, well, right now, it's weird. I went pro kind of late, which was 25. I went to the Olympics and went pro right after. So now having that experience, I feel like right now I'm at the best. Uh, I had been through a lot in the game, took a couple of losses, but I feel like each one I learned something from. You know what I'm saying? Because but right now it's the perfect time for me.
I was gonna say the two losses that you had were against Erislandy Lara and Erickson Lubin. Do you feel like after that Lubin fight that a lot of people wrote you off, and is that kind of like unfair in the game of boxing that after two losses that people are kind of doubting you and your prospects at that point?
I don't know. It kind of come with the game, but it's up to the fighter to make the difference. You got to make adjustments, and let's be honest. I'm an Olympian. They expect a lot out of me, and that's my job to go out there and put on good performances and good shows for the fans. I don't like having lackluster performances or anything like that. So I take it well.
Do you feel like going into this fight, you've had a couple losses, what it's like to lose. Obviously you don't want that to happen again, but maybe something gets relieved as far as pressure at that point. This kid has never fought in the United States. He's never lost before. Do you feel like the pressure's on him in this fight?
Definitely, the pressure is on him, but me as a fighter, as a competitor, it's always you want to go out there and win. You know what I'm saying? I never go in a fight expecting to lose or just going there just to do good. I want to win. I want to be a world champion. And he fighting a live boxer, a live fighter that's coming to win. I think a lot of them other guys was kind of intimidated by him. He bullied him around. He won't do that here.
Do you feel like since he's fought so much in Australia that he's a bit of an unknown quantity, that we don't know quite how good he is yet until he fights someone like you?
Yeah, you gotta fight the best out there, and obviously I feel like I'm one of the best in my weight, and I got to prove that on March 26th. It's the best opportunity to prove it and put on my display. Hey man, we fighting on Showtime boxing. You know what I mean? We the main event. When I was a kid growing up, this all like a dream. So this is like really no pressure for me. I'm happy about this.
Final question for me, Armory. A new venue for you. A lot of people haven't fought at the Armory. I've seen one fight at the Armory. I really enjoy it there. It's your home country, maybe not your home city, but your home country. Do you feel like you're going to have the Armory rocking with Terrell Gausha fans?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Yeah, this is my country, man. They gotta get behind me.
Do you have a lot of family and stuff coming out for this one? Because I mean, I get it, it's Minnesota, but you're a Cleveland guy. It's still the Midwest. Yeah, it's a bit of a drive. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah. My last couple fights, we didn't have fans, so let's see how many people come out. I know quite a few is coming. Hopefully they pack the house though.
I hear you, Terrell. It's obviously been fun watching you fight. Your last fight was incredible. It's been great talking to PJ about you as well, and kind of getting the inside story on the relationship between you, him, and Sappho. And man, best of luck to you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.